Hi everyone, it's Mark at LeagueAthletics.com. In the last session we talked about setting up the appearance of your website. In this session I'm going to talk about adding menu tabs and pages to your site. And this will help you create some content on your site and place pages wherever you'd like them to be. So first thing we need to do is log in, and we can do that again in the top right corner of your website. And once you get logged in, you'll notice that your horizontal tab now has this plus icon. If we click on that, that'll allow us to add horizontal tabs across in this red space here. And once we add tabs, then we can add pages beneath that. As an example, we see our home tab here, and when we hover over that, we get the pages that are housed underneath of that tab. So tabs need to be created in order to house pages. So let's start by adding a new tab here. Now within the tab properties, there's a few different things that we can do. First, we want to name the tab, and this is what's going to appear in the horizontal area of your site. So I'll call this About Us. We can also position this tab. So you'll see that the Home tab is always the very first tab on your site. As you add teams to your website, the second tab will always be your Teams area. So we can position this one in any position after that. For example, if we set this one as number 1, it would always appear as the third tab, the first tab after the first two that will always be placed there. So we may want to position this one as 1, and then as we add more tabs, we can position them as 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. We can also password protect this tab. If we put in a password here, we'll see a little lock icon appear in the tab on our website. When somebody clicks on that, they would need to log in to get to that area of the site. We can also specify a specific URL or web address that we want people to go to when they click on this tab. For example, if this is a football organization and I want people to go to NFL.com, I could type that in here, and when somebody clicked on that tab as a public user, they would be immediately taken to NFL.com and not a page on our website. But for now, I'll leave those two options blank and I'll click Submit to save. Now when I do that, you'll see the About Us tab appears up here in the top horizontal navigation area. And underneath of it, I have this option to add a new page. Now one thing to note is that when you create a tab, one page is automatically created with it. So down below here in the horizontal tab area, this is the administrative page for all of the tabs that you've created. So you'll see that our About Us tab has one page underneath of it. And we can get to that page by clicking directly on About Us. And here's that blank page that's created. We can add new pages underneath of tabs by clicking Add Page. And this would allow us to add a new page. And I'll explain that a little bit later. But what I want to demonstrate is how to delete a tab. So in order to remove tabs from your website, you need to first delete all of the pages that are associated with it. So we can always find the information associated with our tabs by going to the Admin section. In here we'll focus on the Configuration area and we'll click on Horizontal Menu tabs. So here we see the About Us tab. It has one page associated with it, so we can't delete that yet. So in order to do this, we'll go directly to the About Us tab. We'll see that we have the delete option to delete the page here. Now once we've done that, now we can go back to the Admin section, navigate to Horizontal Menu tabs, and we'll have the option to go ahead and delete that. And now if we were to go back to the home page of our site, that About Us tab is not there anymore. Okay, so let me quickly add that tab back. And now we've got our two tabs at the top. So let's talk about adding pages. So in order to add a page, we first have to have a tab. Underneath of that tab, we can click the Add Page option. When we do this, it brings us to a Page Properties page. So here we can name our page, much like we've named the tab. So let's call this one Board Members. Underneath the Page Type option, we can choose which type of page we want to create. So if we're just creating a blank page where we want to put some content, we can choose Custom Page Content. However, we also offer a number of different pre-built pages that you can add to your site. But right now, we just want to create a blank page where we can put anything on there. So I'll choose custom page content. Next, we want to tell the system when we want this page to show on the site. So today is the 24th, so I'm going to make sure that it's shown today. And then I never want this one to go away, so I'm going to leave the end date blank. But if you wanted to expire this or hide this page after a certain date, we could place that in there. So if I selected the 26th, on the 26th of October, this page would be hidden. We can also password protect pages much like we would password protect a tab. So if we put in a password here, somebody could navigate to that page, but when they clicked on it, they'd be forced to enter a password in order to get into this page. Now, once we have completed those things above, we need to tell the system where we want this page to be added. So you'll see that it's asking us to place it under a certain tab. Now we've got two tabs, Home and About Us. We don't see the Team tab yet because we haven't added any teams to our website. So if we want this to appear underneath the About Us tab, we'll highlight that, and now when we create this page, it'll appear in the drop-down here. If we wanted it to appear in the Home tab, we would select that, and when we created it, it would appear in the list here. So let's select About Us. This shows how it will be arranged. So remember, we had one new page automatically created with the tab when we originally created the tab, and now we're adding a second page underneath of it. So I'll click Continue to save that. And now underneath of About Us, you'll see that we have the board members page, and we have that new page that was automatically created when we built the tab. Now if we ever want to edit those page properties that we just created, all we need to do is navigate back to that page, and in the top right hand corner we'll have this button that says Page Properties. When we click on that, it's going to give us all of those things that we just entered, and we can modify them here. Now this will be useful for hiding a page or maybe scheduling a page to be published in the future, and you can also arrange the pages how you'd like them to be ordered in the list. Once you've made your changes, just click Submit to save. Now once you've navigated to a page, you're going to need to edit this page in order to add things like text or images or even link to documents or perhaps embed video. To do that, you'll go to the top right corner and you're going to click on the orange edit icon. When you click on that, it's going to bring you to the Edit Page Content area. From here, we can do a number of things. Just as if we had linked the tab or a horizontal tab to a different website or a different location, we can also do that with a page by placing the URL or the web address in here, and then that would take somebody to a different page when they clicked on this one. We can also set the margin, the background color, the text color, and the link color if we'd like for this page. Down below here in the content area, we can enter in some text or some images, or we can put in links to documents if we'd like to. All we need to do is click in this area and type some content. When we're satisfied with what we've typed, we can go down to the bottom and click Submit to save. Now just a quick note, once you do have some content on a page, it's not always necessary to go back to the page and click Edit in order to edit that content. What you can do is you can come directly to this page, and if you're logged in as the administrator, you can simply just click in that area and you'll get an inline editor that allows you to add things to the page. Once you're done editing, just click outside of that area, and once it goes away, that information will be saved to the page right away. So in review, the items at the top of the page are called horizontal menu tabs. The pages that fall underneath of them are called vertical menu pages. To add a new horizontal menu tab, we can click the plus button here. To add a new vertical menu page, we can click the Add Page option, which falls underneath of a tab. You can always access this information as well by going to the Admin section, looking in the Configuration area, and clicking on Horizontal Menu Tabs. This will show you all of the tabs that you have in your website, as well as the number of pages that can be found underneath each one of those tabs. You can modify tab properties by going to this section and clicking on the Edit button for each one of your tabs. You can modify a page's properties by going directly to the page and clicking Page Properties in the top right corner.